And it just goes to show that all of us who have been speaking out about this and saying, like, it doesn't seem like you guys are giving Caitlyn, the kind of props that she deserves for bringing all these eyeballs and, the Caitlin Clark effect that we talk about, viewership, money, all of those things. All of the people who were shouting this for the entire WNBA season, this is an instance where
Caitlin Clark's takeover of the sports marketing world didn't begin with the Nike commercial that exploded across the internet. It actually started months earlier, quietly, almost casually, in a State Farm commercial that nobody expected to become a turning point in women's sports. Back then, she was still at Iowa, a college superstar, but not yet the global phenomenon she is today. Yet when that State Farm ad aired, something unusual happened. Caitlin didn't look like a nervous college athlete reading lines. She looked like someone who had been doing national ads for 10 years. Her timing, presence, and delivery felt effortless, and brands noticed immediately. The metrics didn't just spike, they went crazy. That one commercial outperformed entire WNBA Finals marketing campaigns, and every major company watching understood something instantly. Caitlin Clark wasn't just an athlete who could appear in ads. She was an advertising engine disguised as an athlete. From that moment forward, the biggest brands in the world started quietly preparing their pitches. Nike, Gatorade, Wilson, they all wanted a piece of Caitlin. And behind the scenes, the same question kept coming up in boardrooms. How do we get her? But as her fame skyrocketed, Nike found itself facing unexpected heat. Fans and advocates for women's sports began criticizing the brand, accusing them of staying silent on issues that directly impacted female athletes. The viral Dear Nike messages called them out publicly, claiming the company talked about supporting girls and women but refused to truly stand up for them. Pressure grew. The world wanted to know if Nike would step up or hide. Nike's answer came in the form of a commercial so visually striking, so emotionally charged, and so perfectly timed that it didn't just respond to critics, it silenced them. This new Nike x Caitlin Clark ad wasn't simply a commercial, it was a declaration. It opened in total silence in a dim locker room with Caitlin sitting alone. She lifts her head, slowly opens one eye, and fans across the internet immediately lost it. At first glance, it looked like a CGI snake eye, a reptile-like iris glowing under the shadows. People paused the video, zoomed in, enhanced the frame, tried to analyze the shot, and what they discovered sent shockwaves across social media. It wasn't a snake eye at all. It was the Kobe Bryant Black Mamba logo subtly built into her pupil. One single frame turned into a symbolic handoff, the fiercest competitor of his generation passing the torch to the new one. That one shot alone triggered millions of reactions. People who had never watched a WNBA game were editing that frame into fan videos, wallpapers, slow-motion breakdowns, and comment sections filled with messages like, "This is the hardest shot Nike has done in years, and she's not the future, she's the present." Nike didn't just promote Caitlin, they anointed her. And that was only the first 10 seconds of the ad. From there, the commercial went full Super Bowl mode. Caitlin appeared alongside Aya Wilson, Sabrina Ionescu, Sha'Carri Richardson, and other elite women who have become symbols of ambition and dominance in their sports. The voiceover wasn't soft or inspirational. It was defiant. It tackled every criticism, every doubt, every barrier girls hear growing up. "You'll be told you can't do it," the narrator says. "So do it anyway. You'll be told you can't win, so win." The ad hit viewers directly. You can't break records. You can't stand out. You can't lead, so go lead anyway. Every shot, every line, every athlete carried the same message. Try to stop us, you won't. The timing of the ad was perfect. The energy was powerful, but the viral explosion that followed centered on Caitlin herself. While every star in the commercial delivered impact, Caitlin's scenes felt like a spotlight moment, a signal that she wasn't just another athlete in the ad. She was becoming the face of the entire movement. The numbers proved it within hours. Tens of millions of views, thousands of edits, reaction videos across all platforms, trending in multiple countries, and research firms ranking it as a top-tier Super Bowl-level ad for emotional punch and social impact. For a rookie in her first season in a league that had never seen global attention at this scale, it was unreal. But the Nike commercial was only one piece of something much bigger. Caitlin had already been quietly transforming every brand she touched. Gatorade used her in campaigns that sold out water bottles, towels, and merch in days. Wilson released special edition basketballs featuring Caitlin's initials, and they instantly became collector items. The CC monogram, which some people mocked online when it first leaked, turned into one of the most requested logos for apparel, posters, and merch. Kids started bringing Caitlyn-branded Gatorade bottles to school. Wilson basketballs with her signature designs began popping up on resale sites. The numbers were undeniable. Every brand Caitlyn worked with saw the same pattern. Viral clips, skyrocketing sales, massive search spikes, and engagement levels unheard of in women's sports. Marketers call this the conversion effect. Not just views, but purchases. Caitlyn Clark had become the most powerful marketing asset in women's basketball history. For brands, she wasn't hype, she was revenue. Fan reactions amplified this even further. If you look at the comments under the Nike commercial, you'll find thousands of messages from people saying this was the first WNBA-related ad they ever watched, the first Caitlyn jersey they ever bought, the first reason they checked out Fever highlights. Some people openly admitted they were watching the WNBA now specifically because of Caitlyn. That is exactly what brands dream of, someone who can convert a non-fan into a paying fan with one commercial. And in the middle of this marketing explosion, the WNBA watched as Nike, Gatorade, the LPGA, Wilson, and nearly every major sponsor capitalized on Caitlyn more efficiently and more aggressively than the league itself. It became painfully clear that Caitlyn wasn't riding the league's momentum. The league was riding hers. Right now, Caitlyn Clark is bigger than the WNBA, and every brand in the world is treating her like it. But the biggest shift wasn't just happening on social media or inside brand strategy meetings. It was happening in homes, in classrooms, in sports stores, and in the millions of casual viewers who were being introduced to Caitlyn through advertising, not basketball. People who never cared about the WNBA were suddenly watching Fever highlights because they saw Caitlyn in a Nike commercial. Middle school girls were asking their parents for a Wilson Caitlyn Clark basketball. College students were searching Caitlyn Clark shoe release date. Brands weren't just promoting her, they were shaping culture around her. And that was something the WNBA itself never managed to achieve for any of its stars, no matter how talented they were on the court. What shocked everyone inside the industry was how naturally Caitlyn handled all of it. She didn't look overwhelmed. She didn't look scripted. She didn't look like someone being pushed into a marketing machine. She looked like this was exactly where she belonged. It was the same thing people noticed in that first State Farm commercial. She acts in front of a camera the same way she acts behind the arc. Calm, composed, confident, and unfazed by pressure. Brands don't just want an athlete with reach. They want an athlete who feels authentic on camera. Caitlyn checks both boxes better than almost anyone in her generation. Nike's decision to center the entire commercial around the message of "do it anyway" was brilliant because it matched Caitlyn's entire brand identity. She's the player who took logo threes before people believed women should shoot from that far out. She's the one who filled arenas that had been half empty for years. She's the one who broke records nobody thought were reachable. And now she's the one carrying an entire league's visibility on her back. The ad didn't just highlight her talent. It highlighted her mentality. It positioned her as a symbol of ambition, defiance, and excellence. That's why people connected with it so deeply. But Nike wasn't the only brand capitalizing on Caitlyn's moment. The LPGA saw an opportunity and executed it perfectly. They paired her with their biggest star, put cameras everywhere, sold tickets, let fans get close, and turned a simple golf pairing into a multi-sport cultural moment. Fans shared videos of Caitlyn signing autographs for kids. Broadcasters replayed her swings like she was Tiger Woods. The LPGA didn't just invite her, they built an event around her. And because they treated her like the superstar she is, the reaction was enormous. It became impossible to ignore the contrast. The LPGA embraced Caitlyn. Nike embraced Caitlyn. Gatorade embraced Caitlyn. Wilson embraced Caitlyn. Almost every major brand embraced Caitlyn. Meanwhile, the WNBA often felt like it was being dragged into the modern era against its own will. Fans sensed it, sponsors sensed it, broadcasters sensed it, and whether the league liked it or not, the market made its position very clear. Caitlyn Clark is the gravitational center of women's sports right now. Ignoring her, or worse, downplaying her isn't just a bad PR move, it's financial suicide. Every viral Caitlyn commercial, every sold-out appearance, every cross-sport moment proves the same thing. The world has chosen its star and brands are following that star with their budgets. The question now is what happens next? Because Nike's latest commercial wasn't just another ad. It was a line in the sand. It signaled to every company on earth that Caitlin Clark isn't just a promising rookie. She's a cultural movement. And movements don't slow down. They grow. They expand. They pull more people in. Her next shoe drop will shatter sales records. Her next commercial will go viral on impact. Her next endorsement deal won't just be a contract. It'll be a cultural statement. Brands know this. Fans know this. Even her critics know it. And whether the WNBA likes it or not, this new era of sports marketing is already in motion. Caitlin Clark is now the face of the biggest women's basketball commercial Nike has released in years. Gatorade is building full campaigns around her competitive edge. Wilson has turned her signature into a must-have collector's item. The LPGA is already planning to get her back for more events. And every company that wasn't sure about her a year ago is now fighting for even one commercial appearance. This is what happens when a player stops being just an athlete and becomes a brand. This is what happens when commercials don't just promote a product, they promote a movement. Caitlin Clark is no longer just driving viewership. She's driving culture, and everyone watching can feel it. Every clip, every ad, every interview, every frame of that Nike commercial sends the same message. The rise of Caitlin Clark isn't slowing down. It's accelerating.